Hello everybody, welcome back to another one of these racing videos. This is my 7th attempt at getting a win overall. This is my 7th race at Laguna Seca in the Formula V car. And as usual, I get a pretty nice launch off the start. I still can't figure out why exactly I tend to get a better launch than everybody else. I think it's because of maybe just an inexperienced thing. A lot of other drivers try flooring it and then shifting. That doesn't work very well. You want to be in first and just apply the brakes. But anyway, here we're going to see a big ol' accident occurring off to the left. Although I'm thinking that was a bit of netcode as the red car just kind of drops right back down. Unfortunately, the green car making some contact with me, resulting in incident points. And of course, the guy who spun earlier, avoiding that first spin early on, I went really wide. So that's something I got to work on, avoiding accidents and trying to keep it keep it reasonable. I have a tendency to overreact, I've been noticing. So we're gonna look up the inside a little here, end up slowing down probably more than we need to, but the light blue car is gonna spin off due to cold tires. Unsurprising, happens a lot in these cars. So now we're just gonna be powering up the back straight here, trying to chase down the leaders. You can see somebody flying through the dirt and a car goes flying off into the sky. More netcode. I don't know what it was with this lobby. There was a bit of netcode issues, I think, going on, maybe. But anyway, we're gonna get a nice kind of run on them through the corkscrew. Gonna be able to make up a bit of time here. Just posting up behind, watching what's going on ahead. And here we go into turn 10. We're gonna see some downshifting, and the red car slows up a ton, meaning I can get up the inside of the white car with... is it kanji on it, I think? I don't know. Anyway, he is able to get back on the outside. I did not really defend it, and he had a much better run out there. So I'm going to jump back into the slipstream, and it is just going to start to tow me forward here. So I'm going to the outside line here. Since these cars are in front of me, they have to defend. I come in a little hot, stay on the inside, and the white car just barely makes it through, but I am able to pass the red car. I go to the outside line again, and luckily he decides not to try to lunge for it. And I get a bit of a run on the white car as well, so now I'm going up the inside of the white car into the flat out corner that neither of us will be able to take flat out here. The red car does take it flat out, meaning he's got to run, but he's forced to stop because we closed the door on him. White car on the inside here, I'm taking the outside line. The green car from earlier, the lizard scale car or whatever, is now behind us. I get a look out the outside of the white car now alongside the red car. I'm not letting him into this outside line no matter how much he wants it. It's gonna force him to brake on this corner, but I get a little excited. I'm forced to brake harder here, and that's not great around a flat out corner. So what I learned there, the outside is not always the place to be. I kept getting caught out on the outside, and you kind of want to be on the inside when you're fighting. And for some reason, at the time, I thought I had the advantage here, but very much no. We see the white car goes a little wide on the exit, spins himself in the dirt, and the red car gets a bad run, so me and the lizard car will be making up some ground here. Going through turn 10. They are close together. I almost lose it off the side of turn 10 there. I have a bit of a run on the green car, but am forced to skid the brakes due to the red car in front of me, braking way harder than he needed to, and now it looks like the lizard car is pretty well out in front. Gonna fast forward through this straight, coming into turn 1, technically turn 2. I was able to verify this is technically turn 2. And we keep it remarkably clean. Usually people wipe out under pressure in turn 1, so that is good that we were able to keep it clean there. Now coming down this straight, we're all kind of just in each other's slipstream, trying to maintain good momentum. Just doing good racing, mostly. But falling behind the red car here, I am catching up to him a bit. He gets early on the brakes, which makes me feel like I have to get hard on the brakes. There's a lot of track room there, and one of the things I need to learn is, taking like an outside line, how hard I actually need to brake for that. That'll probably allow me to make more passes around this track. This track has really been a nightmare for me, in all honesty. I am not used to well, I'm new to sim racing, I'm not used to anything, but this track especially is just really hard to drive for some reason. As the red car gets a run on me out of corkscrew, I am probably not completely dropped from slipstream at this point, but it sure is close. I go a little wide into turn 9, I believe, and just manage to keep it all together without losing too much time. I'm actually able to brake at my braking point for once at turn 11, and now I've caught back up because the red car seems to brake way too hard there every single time. Now cutting back to turn 1, I've made up some ground due to the slipstream. Red car is going to go wide. I'm going to stay on the inside and make a pass. He is going to get a little rough, touching wheels, causing his car to jump up a little. More incident points for that. But I'm able to kind of cut back a little as he's going to force me inside. My plan was to stay inside, but he ends up cutting back in front. Now look in the rearview mirror at that car back there. Remember that car. You're about to see him do some funky stuff. But yeah, chasing down the red car. I go to the inside. Just stay in his slipstream. Trying to make my way up through the flat out corner. I look up the inside, forced to kind of back out of it, as there's no way he doesn't take that inside line there. Coming up to turn 1, he goes wide. I stay not very inside, but inside enough. I'm able to pass him back. As we come to the turn 3, or the corner you lift on, nicely coming to the outside of the track, I'm able to keep it flat out. Now watch that car behind me. He's going to look up the inside. I'm going to leave him room. And he's just going to... I think he's driving in the NASCAR series, because he's just going to dump me and keep going. And yeah, I wanted to see that from another view here. Yeah, there was a lot of room on the inside there. And he just spun me right out. I'm going to get passed by 2 more cars here. There's our little friend. At least someone here is nice to me. Anyway, the white flag's going to fly. And the white flag flies, and suddenly a bunch of cautions start getting thrown. We see a car sideways here in turn... I'll just start calling this turn 2. That's what it actually is. Into turn 2. Back to the white flag. Pick up a position there. And we see another yellow flag for something I didn't quite see at first. But as we pull up to turn 11, we're going to see a special little friend here. Oh, look at that. What happened to you in turn 11? Oh, that's a shame. Anyway, I'm going to get a run out of turn 11 on this car right here. Going to try to win this drag race, but not quite. It isn't meant to be. Anyway, end up finishing like P7 or 8, something like that. I didn't quite catch it. But yeah, that's not great for where I started, but also not horrible. So here we go, starting in P2. You're going to get a decent launch. Now I'm in P2 here, and if you look back, you can see that P3 had a decent launch as well. And around turn 2 here, that basically means that I'm going to be forced to kind of give up the 3rd position. I'm not really sure how to keep it. Unless maybe I were to cut to the inside. That might be something worth trying. But yeah, I'm in P3 here. I'm pretty content with where I'm at. I'm just going to post up behind these 2 cars. They get a little squirrely around the turn 3 there. Going into the flat out turn 4. And it seems like everybody knows to take it flat out. I wasn't ever confident in the fact that the drivers in front of me knew to take turn 4 and turn 6, I believe, flat out. I was never confident in that. But anyway, I'm going to look up the inside here, hard on the brakes, and the blue car, as expected around this circuit, spins out. And I'm able to open up a massive gap as the white car that was following the leader is forced to slow down. So I take this corner flat out. You can't always do that on cold tires. Is what I've been told. I haven't had an incident doing it yet. But anyway, as you can see here, going up the straight, there's still nobody behind me. I suppose not too much to say about that. It's just I have a massive lead at this point, and I'm nervous. But here we can see, going through the corkscrew, there is a car hunting me down. They want blood. They want that P1 position. You can actually see them getting fairly close there, considering the gap. And the reason they were able to close this gap is because my actual pace around this circuit is really poor, especially in the races. So even if I manage to keep out of trouble like that and come back, and we're going a little wide there, just barely staying on the track. Even if I'm able to, get into the P1 position, I'm not always able to keep it. Defending up the inside of the straight, we're going to go up to turn 2 here, and he is ever so much closer as I take an inside line. He ends up going wide from the outside line, losing himself some time, and I managed to maintain my lead in front of that light blue car. I believe that's the car that was running P1 if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong though. It's hard to tell in that rear view mirror, and I still don't understand a lot of iRacing's HUDs and whatnot. But going up to the corkscrew, about the same distance, and if you look back, he's just going to exceed the track limits and get forced to serve a 1 second penalty that probably takes more time than just 1 second. So that opens me up a very nice gap. And coming into turn 11, the white flag is going to fly, and now my heart is pounding. There's nobody back there. All I really got to do is keep it steady for 1 entire lap. Coming into turn 10, I go a little wide, and coming into turn 11, I'm probably harder on the brakes than I need to be, but keep it clean and tidy. And are looking to get my first win in the Formula V races. I crossed the line, and indeed I did, by about 3 seconds, surprisingly, which is awesome. I was really happy to get this. It was cool. I'm looking forward to doing more iRacing, and yeah, thanks for watching.